Good morning, ATD family. We are back for the first World Series episode. This could be the one where we talk about everything. Next week could potentially be the one where it's over. We're hoping it's not. Bill and I both have predicted that it will at least go game six. So next week we will be talking about the World Series. No matter what, we're going to talk about it. But today is all about what happened in game one. It is ATD, it's Grand Slam Sam, it's Baseball Bill, bringing you all the best baseball insights of what's going on today. We're going to start this off as we always do. Baseball Bill, how are you doing on this beautiful Saturday?
I'm doing great. I'm not doing as good as you though, because you as a fan of the Giants probably enjoyed last night very much. But it's only
United,
game one and we'll get to talking about that. So I'm excited.
United States of America's team could not hold up to North America's team last night.
The 51st state.
Let's not go
I'm
there.
just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. I just wanted a reaction out of Sam, everybody. That was awesome.
Nope, I'm not going there.
Sam's face. He's like,
If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Yes. America's team had a bad inning last night.
It was a tough ending to watch for the as a Dodgers fan. As a Giants fan, I was very pleased by it. As a baseball fan, I'm kind of indifferent about it because I would have liked to seen it be a little bit closer. But we'll talk about it.
We'll get into it.
Yes,
Let's
we will.
let's start by paying the bills, Sam.
Yes, we do. Let's thank the people that allow us to do what we do on a weekly basis. First and foremost, the Art Center Gallery. Bill, tell me about this great organization.
This organization, they have two locations. They have one location in Laguna Beach, which you will be blessed to see when you're out here in January. And then you and then they have a one in the Mission Mall. They do great. They have fantastic artists. They've got people there that actually do their art there. They'll ship all throughout the country. They got baseball stuff. They've got boxing stuff. They've got all kinds of fun art. One of the gals that does a lot of the art is from the Ukraine and is over here now, and she just does a fantastic job. She's got a thing with like $100 bills all over the place painted on it, and then I think it's Donald Duck, and he's holding these little dice, and it's mixed between Risk and Rich. It's pretty awesome. I'll have to send you a picture of it. It's pretty great.
Yeah, no, definitely love it. And I'm an art guy, so definitely love seeing unique pieces and seeing what people can do and their creativity around it. It's always great. And then we got to give shout outs to a group that supports ATD, TFR, and joins TFR on a bi-weekly basis to do some of the baseball breaks and the card breaks that Bill puts on every week. And that's giving a shout out to Mike over at Heads Up Sports Cards. Mike has been breaking cards as long as I've known him, and all the way down to his childhood. Him and his brother have been doing it. And they started in 2014 with Heads Up Sports Cards, and it has just been an amazing ride to see and be a part of with Mike over the last 6.5, 7 years that I've been breaking cards with him. Um, Mike is one of the most unique voices around card breaks that I have seen. I've watched a lot of different card breaks, and I find Mike's over at Heads Up to be one of the best out there. Um, if you are not breaking cards with Mike, I strongly recommend you get to Facebook, join Heads Up Sports Cards, let them know Sam at ATD and Bill at TFR sent you. Um, if you're already
100%.
breaking cards, make sure you're a part of this group because Mike is putting up card breaks almost every day, and he's breaking everything from baseball, football, hockey, throws wrestling in there every now and then, basketball, you name it, Mike's breaking it. So, minus Pokemon, he doesn't go down that rabbit hole. But we want to thank Mike for all the love and support he gives to ATD and TFR. on a weekly basis since he's joined the community. Um, it means a lot that he's, willing to share his love and everything, not just for baseball, but for breaking with us and allowing us to be a part of those things. So, Mike, we wanted to make sure we gave you your flowers and shouted you out because you deserve all the love and support from us um, that you get,
Yep.
that you deserve.
So,
So, thank you.
before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, Sam, I know that something got announced this week, and I've been getting messages in my earphone or my ear all morning since we started the show from the production desk. They want to know if you're coming to the family reunion.
There is, as Bill likes to put it, I'm gonna say a 90 to 97% chance.
Okay, because I hear that you're offering free hugs to everybody that's there.
Oh, I'll give a free hug to anyone. I'm a
There
hugger.
you, there you go. So you
Hugger,
heard it
not
right here. You heard right here, ATD fans, that Sam will be coming to the family reunion. All right, let's get into the show.
a Bill had to put that on record, so it's public.
Yeah,
You backed me into a corner. You're
we
like
get back
Peyton
into the
being
show.
thrown into a corner. Why?
Woo, this is fun. Giddy up.
We're gonna start today's baseball insights on finishing up the ALCS. When we last spoke, there were still two games, at least one game left to play. There ended up being two games left to play. When we look at game six, the Blue Jays were in a comeback game. They needed to win this game to stay in it. And they they did not disappoint. The Blue Jays really came out the gate strong and really, in that first game just took it to another level. Um, Taking it 6-2 against the Mariners. And then we had a game seven win it go home situation where it
One
came down.
bad pitch and the Mariners are out.
What?
One bad pitch and the Mariners are out.
Yeah.
One pitch that's supposed to be inside and ended up being center cut, middle.
Yeah. I mean, it literally came down to, the end all be all. And that one pitch sent the Mariners packing off to Cancun to play in the post World Series for all the teams that get eliminated or don't make it. Um, and the Blue Jays took it. Bill, what was it about this series that just made it so exciting? This entire series.
Um, both teams are fighting for it. They seemed evenly matched. At the beginning of the season, you would not have picked these two teams to be in the ALCS. And they're both kind of young and inexperienced and new at this. So it was good for them.
Yeah. Looking at the Mariners, taking a big step back and looking at the Mariners landscape, it looks like there's only room to go up from here for them.
Yeah.
It looks like there's almost a new face that's going to be kind of leading the charge there in the AL West moving
Mhm.
forward. How does how do the other teams in the AL West kind of have to now manage against a team like the Mariners, who now has gotten a taste of what it's like to get here and is going to do everything they can to fight to get back there?
Well, it's all about recruiting. At this point, it's all about recruiting, right? It's all about recruiting. It's all about recruiting. It's all about recruiting. So they need to recruit a couple of key pieces to get right back there. They don't need to take a step back. They need to build their farm system. They need to draft well. They need to have good discussions in the winter meetings in December. So those are all huge things that need to happen. But that being said, um, the Mariners will be right back there. The Rangers are kind of trying to figure it out. The Angels have taken a step back. Oakland is taking a step forward, but they're still a few years away. Or I'm sorry, the A's have taken a step back. A step forward, but they're still a few years away. So then you look at the Astros, and the Astros are getting older with Altuve and with Correa, just a few years older. They're going to need to draft some good people. They're going to need to make some trades. Otherwise, they're going to go into rebuilding mode, which for the Astro fans that have loved the last 8 years, that's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I mean they have two big free agents in Seattle, Eugenio Suarez and I believe and Josh Naylor, who are both free agents after this season. If you could only sign one of those guys back, who are you taking back?
I don't know that I could answer that because, to be honest with you, right now, uh, Suarez is the better regular season player, but man, did Josh Naylor play well in the championship series and throughout the playoffs.
Yeah. What was it that propelled the Blue Jays to just like take it in the last two games?
Um, I don't know that anybody really took it. I don't know if anybody really took it. The Blue Jays, knew that they needed to come into it hardcore in game six. Otherwise, it was go home. They're already at home. So otherwise it's go home, go to Cancun and have David Ortiz say the Blue Jays lose. Um, game seven was game seven, the Mariners for the most part dominated, but again, you had first and second, and George Springer, who's been there before, right? Got a center pitch, and he didn't disappoint.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see you know, what this Blue Jays team does in this World Series, which we're going to talk about in a second. Um, because the team is stacked. They got back Bo Bichette, who who got on base a couple of times last night, made some good defensive plays. Um, it really was like they're kind of putting it all together now, and it's going to be
Mm,
really interesting to see how this final plays out.
yeah,
Now Vladdy getting that MVP.
yeah, yeah. He had a great series. He had a really, really good series, and you can't fault this guy. I mean, he really did have a good series.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, I think he rightfully deserved it when you look at what he's done throughout the, season and everything and
Right.
all of it. He really had an you know, unbelievable time. So Vladdy rightfully deserved that ALCS. He played out of his mind in the DS and the ACS and the ALCS. So flowers to you, Vladdy. Just like Shohei got his flowers last week when he won the NLCS MVP. But Mariners, you have nothing to be ashamed of. I think you guys have now put your stamp in the AL West to say you are the future of that division. Um, Take advantage of it while the iron's hot because the Marin the you're gonna think I'm crazy for saying it, but the Athletics are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future. And I
Mhm.
think they're the team out of all the other teams that you have to be the most worried about. Um, so as Bill mentioned, get your free agents, make some good moves this offseason, come back next year, get back here. And I think we'll see a different team head into the World Series than we did this year.
Probably. Yeah. So we'll see how it plays itself out. But the Mariners do have a lot of positivity going into the offseason.
Yeah. So kudos to you. But unfortunately, you're off to the links playing some golf for the next couple of months before we head back to Arizona for spring training. And the Blue
Mhm.
Jays, congratulations, you are moving on to the show of shows of October. The reason why baseball players play the game, which is to get to the World Series. Now let's talk about this World Series. Got the America's team, Los Angeles Dodgers, as I'm contractually obligated to say,
Just here so you don't get fined.
and North America's team, the Toronto Blue Jays, as we constitute the whole country, as we constitute the whole continent. um,
Please, please.
I had to do it. I just had to.
Spoken
Um,
like a true Giants fan.
but you got it's a very blue October.
It's a very blue October.
Bill, besides your team being in it, what excites you about this series?
Well, I'm excited that you have a team that hasn't been there in a while. It's obviously been 32 years since Toronto. Toronto won back-to-back World Series, right? They beat the um, 1992. They beat the Braves. In 1993, they beat the Phillies. Everybody remembers that series because of Mitch Williams and Joe Carter's home run. Touch them
Yeah.
all, Joe. You'll never hit another home run like this again. Um, so that's big. And the Dodgers have never been, or America's team has never ever been to a World Series as a defending champion. So this will be an interesting play for them.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I, I mean, I'm excited to see how history plays itself out. When we talk about the series, I will tell you how epically right I was with my calls on certain things, but we'll get to that. But that's what excites me.
We'll get to that. Yes, we will. So let's dive into game one.
Game on.
Let's talk about it. It was a heartbreaker for the Dodgers. It was a true heartbreaker.
Not really. You had one bad inning. The Dodgers were not dominated in the game. They had one bad inning where things just the wheels just came off the wagon. Anthony Bonda and Emmett Sheehan just couldn't do it. They just had a bad inning, just had a bad pitching performance, and the Blue Jays scored 9 runs. You take those 9 runs away, um, the Dodgers win 4-2. The Dodgers shut down the Blue Jays. They had bases loaded and 2 outs in the first inning, and they couldn't score. They had second and third and 1 out in the first inning and couldn't score. Now, granted, the Dodgers loaded the bases and didn't score, but again, this is what I was saying that I've said offline and maybe even online to some people. The Blue Jays were the better hitting team. The Mariners were the better pitching team. Now, tonight we see Gosman against Yamamoto. I can guarantee you that Yamamoto is going to want blood. I can guarantee you that Gosman wants to send them back to LA, guaranteeing that the only way that they come back to play again at Rogers Center is if the Dodgers can win two in LA. Yeah, no, it was just one bad inning that, and frankly, you look at Blake Snell's performance; he was all over the place last night, but he made one bad pitch to give up a 2-run Jimmy Jack, and the Dodgers had one bad inning. They were not dominated. The Blue Jays did not dominate the game. It was a very kind of back and forth game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the Blue Jays dominated the game. I would definitely say their defense was better than I think we expected. Um, at least than I expected. Again, I mean, you look at, the 4 runs that the Dodgers scored. One was a 2-run bomb by Shohei. Um, and then I think it was what, two singles with a man on second for both.
I think so, yeah.
So, I mean, defensively, there were definite, was it the best defensive performance for the Blue Jays? No. But I wouldn't say it was the worst defensive performance. I think they played, again, from my perspective, they played better defense than I would have expected them to play, being that they are a better offense, they are a great hitting team. But I think overall, like you said, you take out that one inning, you know, you don't load the bases, but you still score 2 runs. This game is a lot closer. Maybe this game ends 4-3 Dodgers rather than 11-4 Dodgers. You take out that one bad inning. I don't think it would have ended 4-2. I think it would have ended maybe 4-3, or it would have been tied and gone into extras, and then it would have just been, who takes it in the extras. Because I think because Blake loaded the bases before they brought in Sheehan, and then Sheehan gave up the runs. But he gave up the runs, but they were earned runs by Blake. Um, so Blake got the loss, but I don't think it would have been a 4-2 end. I think it would have been probably a 5-4, one way or the other, or a 4-3 to the Dodgers. But I also think if you think about it, if the Blue Jays weren't up as many runs as they were, the pitch outlook to Shohei when he gave up the 2-run bomb might have looked different. I think they had a big cushion, so they were able to be a little bit more loose when it got to him in
Hmm.
that 2-run bomb. So that's the great thing about baseball. Everything changes right when you look at where the game sits in that moment. Um, it's why I find it to be much more exciting to watch than some other sports where it can, you're kind of just
Yeah,
trying to dominate.
yeah, 100%, 100%. This is going to be a good series. I said this the other day on a live. I said that if Dodger fans think this is going to be an easy series because it's Toronto, then they're looking past Toronto. There's still a lot of baseball left to play.
Yeah. So we look forward to game two today. And, you know, Blue Jays are obviously going to be coming in hot. They're going to be coming in with excitement. One game one, they're still at home. What do the Dodgers need to do to cool them down, like right out the gate?
They need to play Dodgers baseball. So what they need to do and what they did early on in the at the postseason is they need to score early and they need to score often. So put up 2 runs in the first inning against Goslin. Or Guzman, I'm sorry, not Goslin, Guzman. Put up 2 runs in the first inning, get his pitch count to 30 or 35, take the crowd out of it, have a shutdown inning by Yamamoto, maybe get a strikeout or two in the first inning. In the second inning, put up another 2 or 3 spot and then just pitch and play your game. That's the way the Dodgers beat you is they jump on you early and they force you to make decisions early. So that's what they need to do to stay effective. But we'll see, right? We'll see how it all plays itself out. That's going to be the easiest and most effective way to do it. Um,
So
and
let's
so
okay. So now let's flip this. You know, Blue Jays are coming off of a big win last night, taking out the defending champs in game one, put up that 9 bomber in the sixth. What do the Blue Jays need to do to stay hot going through this game?
ignore all the media. Ignore the fact that you're playing the defending champions. Ignore the fact that you put up 11 runs yesterday, and just go out and play baseball. Don't expand the zone. Yamamoto is really really good at throwing pitches that are slightly out of the zone to make you either roll over or strike out. So just don't expand the zone.
Don't allow the game to fall into the umpire's hands.
100%.
Which I can't wait till after the season and we can talk about the new rule that's been implemented going into next year.
100%.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you
Yeah,
see what
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Tapping
doing.
the hat. Okay, that was a ball. That was, yeah, the umpiring was a little suspect last night, but again, you don't argue about that. You just play the game. Teoscar struck out on a pitch that he thought was a ball. It was actually a strike. There was a lot of outside pitches on both sides of the ball, offense and defense for both teams that didn't really play themselves out very well.
Yeah. And I do have to say, I think MLB did a great job with putting this umpiring crew together. I think these are some of the best umpires with the lowest, you
Yeah.
know, bad call rates that are umping the games.
Notice
I
how
thought
CB Buckner's not there.
oh, it's almost like Angel Hernandez reincarnated right there. But no, the home plate umpire last night I thought did a fantastic job of being as keeping the strike zone as close to tight as humanly possible. You're gonna get every now and then one that falls outside. You're never gonna end up with a perfect rating. But I thought last night's home plate umpire did a fantastic job of keeping a tight plate and really like holding these guys accountable to hitting the strike zone.
100%. 100%.
We will have plenty more baseball in the World Series conversation to talk about next.
Yes, yes.
But for
Next week we'll
now,
be able to talk about the World Series winner, possibly, unless it's game seven. I mean, so we'll be able to go through everything. Pitches, hitting, what the Dodgers did, what the I'm sorry, Sam, what the who did?
what the United States of America's team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, did
What
compared to
America's
what
team, the
America's
Dodgers did.
team,
That's right.
the Toronto Blue Jays did.
So what the America's team, the Dodgers did versus the Blue Jays, um, what the Blue Jays did, what was successful, what again, you're going to see a lot of good baseball over the next couple of days. A lot of good baseball.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to watch. But before then, Bill, you have a great podcast
We
scheduled
do.
this week. Tell me about it.
So we got American League with Ashley. She's back from MLB Scout School. She's going to have a grip ton of things to tell us about that, which is absolutely amazing. Mike is a returning guest, an Orioles fan. Angie, first time on the podcast. She will be on Wednesday. She's a Blackhawks fan. Thursday is Bree. She's a Mariners fan. And then Friday is Chris, who's an Astros fan who works directly for the Sugarland Space Cowboys. So he'll be on the podcast on Friday.
That is awesome. Welcoming two new baseball fans to the Clubhouse family. We're excited to have them join us.
Yep.
Let us also talk about in the leagues this week. Uh,
Yes.
we're
So
moving Monday to Sunday to not
because of
inter
the game. Yeah. Yeah. And then Thursday night, it will determine on how the World Series, if the World Series is going back to Toronto for Friday night, the guest will be a little different. Liz is a huge Blue Jays fan. She was at the game last night. The In the Leagues is going to be done a little differently. So it's not going to be done just on Instagram Live. It's going to actually be done on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and X Live all at the same time. So you can check it out there. Sunday, we're going to do it early so that we can get, she's on the East Coast so that we don't have to worry too much about other things. And then from there, it was just rock and roll it. And it's going to be a great time.
Love it. Love it. We have an awesome break this week coming out of the 27 Outs Club. We're doing a throwback to 2021, a Panini trio. We got a Donruss Diamond King Blaster, a Donruss Chronicles Blaster, and a Chronicles Mega Box, all coming out of the Panini family. Is Chronicles and Panini is probably one of my favorite products. Um,
That's a
these
fun
cards are
product.
awesome. I have a lot of Panini 21 cards, so definitely get involved with this one. The artwork is great. Panini always gets great autos, so strongly encourage you get into this one. Get some great cards to add to your collection. And if you're starting your collection, what better way than going back to 2021 and taking a trip through history, right?
Taking a trip through history.
Doesn't
Exactly.
get any better than
Hey, wait, Sam, I gotta hold on. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sam, the sports desk wants to know whether or not you're going to be coming to the family reunion or not.
you
They
already
weren't quite sure they heard your
get
answer last time.
there's a 90 to 97% chance I'll be heading out there. I don't need to
So
keep.
he says 97% chance. Okay. Y'all let him know. All right. They said good. They'll mark you down.
All right. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Mike over at Heads Up Sports Cards, for putting out one of the best breaking groups on the internet. Definitely, again, if you're a regular card breaker like me, join Heads Up Sports Cards. Join those breaks. Mike does an awesome job keeping the fans involved, bringing out great
Yes.
cards, and always finding some unique hidden gems that you wouldn't expect to find. And Bill, the Art Center Gallery.
Art Center Gallery, Laguna Beach, and Mission Viejo Mall. Fantastic art. I'll have to send you some pictures, Sam. They do a great job. And Todd over there loves it. You reach out to them, they'll ship nationwide. It's incredible.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for sponsoring and being members of the TFR family and the ATD community.
Yes,
We
we
appreciate
thank you very much.
you allowing us to do what we do on a weekly basis, which is bring you some of the best baseball sports knowledge during the season that you're going to find out there. Before we wrap this up, Bill, any final comments for the fans out there?
No, go fight, win, enjoy the last week of baseball.
This is it. This is what we all waited 160, 170, 180 something games to watch.
Eh, some teams they played about 40 and then they called it a season.
Yeah,
Others,
you know,
kind of like that team up in the Bay Area.
oh, you're funny. Thank you guys for joining AT this week. As always, make sure you're checking out TopFanRivalry.com for new articles, podcasts, merch. Join the T-shirt and the 27 Outs Club. Join us for the exclusive digital member events that Bill puts on, like the digital dugouts. And don't forget TFR Fam Fest, the family reunion coming to you this January. 97% chance I'll be there. So
Sam will
you're
be there offering free hugs
This is Grand Slam Sam. This is Baseball Bill. We're signing off, and we will see you on the field next week.
next week.